next guest's journey to figuring that out wasn't easy, but she is here now to share her knowledge. Marilyn Scott is the co-owner of Happily Living Gluten-Free. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here.
So tell me a little bit about your story and the journey of figuring out that you needed to exclude gluten from your diet.
Well, first of all, my children, I have 4 children who were all experiencing different symptoms, from acne to like lack of hair growth and depression, anxiety, irritable, like bowel issues and constipation. And then I couldn't figure out what to do, went from doctor to doctor. I finally found one who understood the symptoms of celiac disease, and we had them all tested. And so they ended up all having biopsies. They got biopsies of their small intestines and their stomach.
Wow.
And they were all, the doctor called me and the results came back positive. They were all 4 of them were diagnosed with celiac disease.
And so now, I mean, that really calls for a huge lifestyle change.
Yes.
And so what were some of the things that you really needed to change after that diagnosis?
Well, first of all, we had to completely purge our house of all gluten. We had to just get rid of everything in order for them to be okay and to have a good quality of life. The doctor said they can never eat gluten again, anything with gluten in it. So,
and just quickly, go ahead and tell us, for people at home who, we've all heard of it, but can you explain it to us what celiac disease is?
Yes, so it actually, I have a picture over here. The gluten will actually go in and attack the villi in your small intestines, and it will completely damage it to where your body won't absorb any vitamins or minerals from your food, which is why they were not growing and thriving and dark circles under their eyes. They just weren't getting the nutrition from their food that they needed.
So Mom stepped up, and now you're sharing your knowledge with other people, and it really is true. Going gluten-free doesn't have to be super stressful. What are some things that you have found that work for your family?
Well, what was amazing is that we didn't have to completely get rid of everything they loved. I mean, I had one daughter who loved fruit snacks, so that's gluten-free. You know, Doritos are gluten-free, Cheerios, Chex. Nature Valley protein bars, some are not, so you have to watch, but they are labeled, and you can see a certified gluten-free label on a lot of, which will look somewhat to that. And like tacos, a lot of Mexican food, a lot of things are gluten-free naturally. And then some
again,
things,
you can say, you know, you can look on here, and most everything is marked. If it is gluten-free, you just kind of have to look for it.
Right. And some of the favorites, like macaroni and cheese, and like they were super excited when I came home and they realized that they could still have ice cream cones. And some of their favorite, you know, we switched to different crackers, but they still loved them. And it was amazing for them to know, okay, I can still have birthday cake and I can still have cupcakes. We found good recipes for different cakes, cupcakes, cookies. My husband used to make cookies with my children every Sunday, and it was a tradition. And we found a flour that we love, and now we can make our homemade gluten-free, our chocolate chip cookies.
And honestly, I would eat and devour anything that is on this table. What are the 3 things that our viewers need to remember when it comes to living gluten-free?
Well, first of all, it is really not as difficult as you might think it is. It's society makes it seem that it is hard, that it's not palatable. It really is delicious, and there's wonderful options. And second, there's like so many people that believe it's like a fad diet, and for some people it really is important to their health that they stay gluten-free. And third, if you are experiencing any of the symptoms of celiac disease or gluten, which I have a list over here in this picture, but there's a lot of symptoms that people might not understand that are related to gluten, and like mouth sores, dental issues, lack of hair growth, behavioral issues, anxiety, depression, suicide. A lot of these things have now been linked to gluten intolerance or celiac disease.
So really pay attention to those, and don't overlook.
And don't be afraid to advocate for your kids and to find somebody.
So I love this. You on Instagram at Happily Living Gluten-Free. If you are interested in taking a class with Marilyn, or if you would like to know more, please reach out to her on Instagram. Just send you a personal message.
Absolutely. Okay, I would love to help.
Thank you so much. This was so great.